using condoms. Well, this time I'm the one who picked the condoms out. Now, you don't send a woman to do that, like you don't send a man to pick out tampons. And he was with me when I was picking them out.
They're back. A little over a year ago, Lisa and Robert Bonet found themselves in Judge Lynn's divorce court after their sex life and home life had lost its fire. Since then, the Bonets got a divorce. But now old flames have started to flare up.
Suddenly he's being romantic, he's being attentive, he's like an overgrown teenager just, groping me and kissing on me.
But now that you're divorced, all
Now
of a
all of a
sudden,
sudden it's like, I'm cute, I'm available.
I mean, that's two different Lisa. One minute she's real happy to see me. I mean, and the other minute she's like the devil's advocate with her. So, I want to be romantic, take her out to nice dinners and stuff, and being real nice and trying to live life and taking the children.
but there's a difference between being civil for the children in the face of a divorce than actively pursuing her sexually.
Should Lisa and Robert try to rekindle their relationship, or will their flame burn out forever? Today, on Divorce Court.
Come to order. Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Lynn Toller presiding.
Good day, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here today with Lisa Bonet and Robert Bonet. Mr. and Mrs. Bonet, you were here before. You got divorced already, and we're gonna see a little bit of that now, what happened then, and then you're gonna tell me why you're back, since you've already gotten divorced.
I get a phone call. I go back home. What's going on? Oh, the kids want carrots at 3 o'clock in the morning. They're still up.
That's not true, Your
She
Honor.
gave them Hawaiian punch and sweet tarts and wonder why they didn't go to sleep.
He doesn't talk to me about how he's feeling. He ignores me most of the time, and basically recently our sex life is 0.
So it was ugly. You got the divorce. Why are you back?
Well, Your Honor, after the show, we separated. I went to my parents' place. He went to the apartment with the kids, and he would pick me up in his car so I could see the kids. At the time, I still didn't have a car, but he had one. So he would take me to see the kids, and I thought everything was going smoothly, and then a light switch just comes on. Suddenly, he's being romantic. He's being attentive. He's calling me sweetheart. He's saying, I love you. He's being very romantic. He's courting me again, like he's a romantic suitor. There was a time he went downtown. We went downtown for something, but we were in the parking lot, and all of a sudden he's like an overgrown teenager, just groping me and kissing on me. And I'm very flattered because he didn't want anything to do with me before.
But now that you're divorced, all
Now
of a
all of a sudden it's
you're
like,
cute.
I'm cute. I'm available. It's like absence makes the heart grow fonder, but he's like all over me. And then our sex life, we restarted that. Like I said, if I'd known he was gonna be like
So
that,
you waited till you got a divorce to get an active sex life?
well, if I'd known he was gonna be like that when we were together, I should never have married him. He's better when we're not married.
Mr. Bonet, you wouldn't give her any when you were married. Now that you divorced her, you've decided to do that.
Well, you gotta understand that with her, it was like two different Lisas. One minute she's real happy to see me. And the other minute she's like the devil's advocate with her. So, and so I'm being nice, like so sweet and adorable. I said, okay. So, we're being romantic and taking her out to nice dinners and stuff and being real nice and trying to be for life for the sake of the children. I'm like, after all, we're trying not to badmouth each other in front of the kids. So,
But
okay.
there's a difference between being civil for the children in the face of a divorce than actively pursuing her sexually.
He was initiating it the
Well,
entire time.
No. Well, you can understand what I was going through since we left the show with her. Since I left the show, I had a lot of health problems.
Yeah.
I had a stroke, had a severe head injury. I was in the hospital for 7 days for the stroke injury. I told her about it. I said, Lisa, I'm in the ICU. I've had a stroke. Someone's watching the kids. I don't know how long I'll be in there. I'm too busy working. I'll come see you later. She didn't show up. She didn't call. She called me the day I was going to release to show up and pick me up.
But you were divorcing. That meant you're not really getting along. You don't like each other much. Why
Right.
would you anticipate a continued wifely response from a woman who's cutting you loose?
Well, she told me that. I told her we were trying to be civilized, but she told me that if anything ever happened to me, for the sake of the kids, to let her know. And the day of being released, I told her, "Come meet me at the hospital. I can't drive in this condition because I'm under a lot of pain pills." She shows up at the hospital. Now, mind you, my friend finally came by. My old, wrestling buddy came by with his girlfriend, picked me up, and take me downstairs. Prior to her getting there, my friend goes get me something from the souvenir gift shop. She sees the girl push me in the wheelchair. She goes crazy, starts screaming at the girl pushing me in the wheelchair. I said, "She's a friend." I said, she's my friend's girlfriend. It's not what you think." "Oh, she's your lover. She's your sweet."
Ms. Bonet, were you screaming at the woman who was pushing the wheelchair?
I wasn't. I was just trying to find out what was going on. Because apparently, since he's being romantic, I didn't know what was going on. I mean, if he already had somebody else, then why is he carrying on with me? Though, really, it was really none of my business.
No.
But he was leaving the hospital from a stroke. I mean, in a wheelchair. How could that be perceived as a romantic?
I don't know, but there's something always going on with him, though. I mean, this one-time thing in the hospital is not a one-time thing. He's always going to the hospital for something. He's either going for a stroke or he's going.
Look at that fun.
Or
Yeah, I'm not going up on the stairs. Why not?
But one
Ain't
time-
that nothing, Joe? Man has a stroke and then got the nerve to show up at the hospital.
But he
He
also,
does it all the time.
Oh my God! Y'all crazy. I don't even know what you're doing.
When Divorce Court continues, what did Lisa do to push Robert back to the bottle?
I started drinking. I hadn't drank 15 years. She won't let me drive home after I've been drinking. I don't want to have a wreck or kill someone driving in my car.
Have you been living together for years but found that splitting up is as complicated as getting a divorce? Call toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or visit our website at divorcecourt.com or become a fan at facebook.com/divorcecourt.
Divorce Court is back with the case of Lisa Bonet, who divorced her husband after their last trip to court, but now old feelings have started to come back. But should they really be back in court?
Let me ask you this. Why are you here bothering me? I don't know if you understand how a divorce works. I don't know if you understand what the other one is doing. I'm not sure. I'm quite sure you didn't know how a marriage worked because I saw that part.
it gets more confusing than that.
Well, why don't you tell
Yeah.
me how confusing it gets?
Well, in October, I got pregnant, and it was unplanned pregnancy because after that time, I had been on an IUD, but then we were using condoms. Well, this time, I'm the one who picked the condoms out. Now, you don't send a woman to do that like you don't send a man to pick out tampons. And he was with me when I was picking them out, and he should have known that they were not the right kind because he's had obviously experience before.
Captain Changer wanted to save some money. And you can understand the fact
So
that
what? You got cheap condoms and they
she
broke?
bought the
They
cheap
broke,
ones and they
yes.
broke. And then she goes, "Oh, I'm sorry. Is that a problem?" "Oh, no, I love having another kid. Why not? I'll just raise there
He
like a
wasn't
dozen like
supportive,
donuts
though.
here."
Your Honor.
Mrs. Krabs there wants to save 55 cents.
He
And
wasn't-
then it was
Hang
worse.
on.
He didn't believe I was pregnant, though, the entire time. Even when I showed him the pregnancy test, he thought it was a false positive. He didn't believe me even when I had the first two kids. He thought the first one, he said, there's no way I could have followed this child. And the second one, he said I couldn't get pregnant within a year after having a child. I got pregnant with
And
8
what
months.
medical degree do I have?
Well, I trusted you.
I'm
Now,
sorry.
Mr. Baudet, you do not have to have a medical degree to understand, like how long babies take to create, how they're made.
Well, I know,
all
but
of
what I'm
that
saying,
kind
she
of
always
stuff
had, like,
is
premature
considered
kids.
general knowledge
Right.
that you should have.
No, I know, but what I'm saying is, well, she knew that I was having problems. Well, put it this way, I went to a Christmas party. She knew that I was depressed. I started drinking. I hadn't drank in 15 years. She wanted me to drive home after I'd been drinking.
No, I didn't.
And it was, you don't need to bring the car home. I need to go home. I said, I've been drinking. I don't want to have a wreck and kill someone and drive in my car. I
Do
said,
you guys know anybody other than the other one? Do you have any friends other than the two
we
of
have
you?
friends. She don't
Yes.
like them. She hates my friends. She
Well,
had a
I
bunch of
don't like them
ex-cons
for
who
a
like to-
reason
They're a
because they
bunch of
have a history.
ex-cons.
But he's not your husband anymore. Why do you need to like his friends?
I don't know what kind of relationship we're in right now. I don't know. Sometimes he acts like a friend. Sometimes he acts like a lover. Sometimes he acts like the obnoxious brother.
No, she's constantly nagging me. Everything. I mean, I told her, I work at a restaurant, right? I said, I'm supposed to be watching my weight. All right? I said, I gained, and ever since her nagging, I mean, I gained 25 pounds for her constant nagging me. I said, why do you care?
How does she nag you constantly if you're divorced and not living together?
Well, I mean, case in point, though, she had visitation with the kids. I'll bring the kids over to play McDonald's, and, okay, no big deal. She goes, oh, well, who are you seeing? I said, why do you care who I'm seeing? We're in divorce. Why do you care who I hang out with? All right, she goes, well, in case you knows, I want to give you permission to date. Well, gee, thanks for giving me permission to date. We've been divorced how long? 3 months? I can have permission. Oh boy, I can go on a date now after being divorced 3 months. Yay for me. You know.
Exactly hasn't been a picnic
Ms.
for me.
Bonet, you contend that you have to continue to bail him out financially. Why don't you tell me about that?
Well, after he lost his job because he got hurt with a stroke, though I'm sure unclear why he lost it.
I was unconscious?
No.
Gee, I can't work with unconscious,
he said that they said he was a liability because of his health issues. And the other one, he said, oh, if I bring a foreman, they'll release me. So those are two stories. I don't know which one it is.
No.
But anyway, after he lost the job, I thought he was going to get back on his feet. So I gave him $1,500. I had to take out 2 loans to do this. Yes, I did.
No, the loans were...
And then I had to pay $150 toward his child support because he was behind and I didn't want him to go to jail.
So he was behind in child support to some other woman?
Yes, from a previous marriage. He's been married 2 other times.
When divorce court continues, is Lisa only a part-time mom?
She'll pop by me, sit down at McDonald's, she goes, hi, little kid. She'll give us some coloring books and crayons, like, here you go, see you in a couple weeks. She'll leave.
Ms. Bonet, are you active in your children's lives? From what you've heard, do you think Robert wants Lisa back? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
If you would like your case heard on divorce court, call us toll-free at 1-877-311-2222 or log on to our website at divorcecourt.com and follow us on Twitter @DivorceCourt. Divorce Court returns with the case of Lisa Bonet, who says even though she is divorced, she is still supporting her husband. But why are they back in front of Judge Lynn?
I think you two sat down one day across the dinner table and said, hey, let's bother that woman on divorce. You have children together, correct?
We do.
What do they think you are to one another? Do they think you're still married? Do they know you're divorced?
No, they don't know what
they know us, we're separated. You know, her mom knows me and daddy. And I would get upset about her being a, quote, part-time parent. The fact that she'll pop in like once a month. Hi, how you doing, kids? Give them some coloring books and crayons.
Wait a minute. They live with you?
Live with me. I have custody of the boys. They live with me.
They live with you?
Yes, they live with me.
And how often do they see her?
Once every other week.
That's not true.
She'll pop by me. She's at McDonald's. She goes, hi, you doing, kids? She'll give them some coloring books and crayons. Like, here you go. See you in a couple weeks. She'll leave. Then she'll call every day. Goes, how are the kids doing? Fine. We'll talk to them. You don't talk to them like 3 minutes, and she'll hang up. And then there was
Ms.
time like.
Bonet, are you active in your children's lives?
I am active. Since he lives so far away, it's really hard to get
It's
down
on
there
a bus
since
line.
I
It's
don't
called
have a
Tark.
transportation.
You get on a Tark and you drive. It
Plus, he
does
has
go by
crazy
a house.
hours. Plus, he has
Well, wait a
crazy
minute. How far away does he live?
Well, he lives close to downtown right now.
So how far is that from you?
About 25 minutes.
That's not far.
It is when you don't have transportation. And I even asked him to meet me places.
She stood a kid at his own birthday party.
I had to work,
She called him an hour before the party, said, I can't come. I have to work. Click.
Mr. Bonet, she seems to get on your last nerve.
Oh, yeah. Exactly.
But you're romancing her.
Oh, exactly. Well,
you're having sex with her.
Yeah.
And you say you can't get rid of her.
Well,
so
it didn't get rid of part.
What are you doing?
Well, it didn't get rid of part. Like I said, it's just constant. I'm trying to be nice for the kids. We had a zoo thing that happened at the kids' field trip. I couldn't go. I said, I'll let her go to the zoo field trip with my son. And I said, now I called the teacher up. I said, now for some reason she doesn't show up, like she has a history of doing, let me know. I asked my son, did mommy show up? Yeah, mommy had a great time. I called the teacher up. She showed up 5 minutes before the bus took off and got on the bus. I said, why didn't you, I told you to get there at a certain time. Oh, I had problems.
I got it.
Good problems. What, you ran out of gas walking 3
That's
blocks?
not true. I was there an hour before. I was waiting for the bus to come, so that's not accurate. You didn't get the whole story straight, which you never do.
Are your kids okay?
They seem
I
to be
mean,
happy.
do you have family or something that drops by every once in a while and
My family don't like
and checks them out?
My family and I were at odds, and her family hates my guts.
His family member won't talk to him now.
They think they don't like her, first of all. They think she's a few fries short of a Happy Meal. I said that's not true. She's a few fries short of she's a few fries, the drink, the hamburger, the box is what's left. So
let me ask you this: why are you here bothering me? I don't understand.
I mean,
you couldn't stand one another. You came here, resolved an issue, divorced, and now you're back, and I can't quite figure out why.
When Divorce Court continues, what do Lisa and Robert say to make Judge Lynn speak out?
You people are out of your mind. From what you've heard, do you think Robert wants Lisa back? Call 1-800-282-1991 to vote now and see if America agrees with your opinion. You'll also receive some valuable offers. Call 1-800-282-1991 now.
Divorce Court returns with the case of Lisa and Robert Bonet, who divorced after their first court appearance, but have now come before Judge Lynn a second time to ask for her help.
Now listen, I was distraught 10 minutes ago. Now I'm about ready to shoot myself. So we're gonna get to the end of this thing.
Okay.
And release me from my pain. Now I have on this piece of paper here next to your names that the two of you flew all the way out here from Kentucky to ask me about a $150 loan. Now, who wants $150?
Well, it should be me because I've
Explain it and work hard on it so it makes some sense.
Well, I paid for everything when he was going through financial times. The $150 was to bail him out so he wouldn't go to jail for not paying on his child support. I think I should get reimbursement for that, don't you?
She just gave me, she said, here's to help you out. She didn't say about paying you back. It's like I wasn't working. I was going to pay you back with food stamps.
But that's not the first
Pull
time I
magic
bailed
money
you
out
out.
Harry Potter. Oh, I'm sorry. I had no job. At the time, I was still waiting for disability. It was denied because they said, well, you don't think you're sick enough. Well, I had a stroke, head injury. I'm sorry. That counts as being disabled. And they said, well, we're denied it.
The truth.
You people are out of your mind. I don't know what happens when you get home, and frankly, I don't want to know. I hope your kids are okay. I hope somebody comes by and checks on them every once in a while just to make sure everything is the way it should be. I don't know what you two are doing together, if you sleeping together, romancing one another, nagging one another, you get strokes and hollering and all this kind of stuff. I don't know, and I don't care. I don't know about the $150. I don't think that's really an issue with you two. I think you two sat down one day across the dinner table and said, hey, let's bother that woman on Divorce Court. Let's go over there, confuse her, make her crazy, and then go on. You have been successful. This matter is adjourned.
All right.